Alright guys, we're back for another trading day. Today seems pretty slow, man. Nothing really showing up, so there might not be no trades today. It really depends how everything's looking like. But I'm okay if there isn't. But I'll be glad if there is one, a setup for us that makes sense. We'll take on it too. So yeah, man. The only stock that actually looks pretty nice to trade is AZI. Dang, I forgot to delete all these, bro. I wanna think this one. But this one's the only one that looks pretty good. Now it might break out honestly, which will kind of be stinky because we don't trade at the 835. At the 835, though. You know what I'm saying? Shit. Oh my god. It's halting? Alright, so this for sure is going to be the top gainer. I mean, if it continues. Damn. What is the news on this? The news on this is strategic investor CDIB confirming 90 million initial investment in AutoZ at $3.50 per share. Okay, so yeah, dude, what the? So this is definitely the top gainer. Now we're gonna see how it's gonna obviously perform and stuff like that. That being said, we're gonna see what's gonna happen. Now you know how we trade, guys. We trade very different, so we're not gonna get on this gap and pullback because there is not a stop that we can place until it does a pullback in an area that makes sense to us. Then we'll see an opportunity that we can take. But we don't see anything of that, then obviously we're not gonna trade anything. Alright, let's see what people are saying. Um, Once AC halt ends, it'll give a little pullback, and it'll be adding more. That's what bro says. Fuck. Level 2 for it to looking like crap. Wouldn't be surprised to see an extension. Am I holding for longer? Fuck. Who's gonna? Oh no, it's not. It's gonna resume at 37 basically. 37:09, but 37 because like 9 seconds from there. Let's mark this level 73. I don't think I got that wrong. Nope. Alright, it's gonna open like literally like fucking a few seconds now. Literally few. See if it opens up or it doesn't. It ends up extending. They did do a little pullback, bros, right? And added more. Holding at 3. Now I want to pull back at an area that makes sense. This one's the high as pull back at 276. And it breaking out more. What's the low on this? 282. There's no really good stop loss on that, so I probably want to get exactly 2.76. $25. At 2.60. That's fine. That's not terrible. Six. .76. liking the way how it's dropping. Maybe we can get a third candle that pushes below that area, and we'll go hold 260 around 270. It might end up taking off here, but if it does, then it is. But we do want to see it pull it back around at that 276. The open, it was like at 309. We want to see this on the red, pushing below. $309. Can we see below 309? Nope. Oh, it's below $3, like $3. It's holding above 3. This one broke below 309. Now we know we cancel the fucking order because fuck that shit. It was holding $3, right? Yeah, holding like above 3 because it pulled back at 3. So we should, yeah, that looks pretty good to be honest. We probably should see a reversal back at 325. But damn, bro, it's definitely took a war on that shit. Even if it does end up pulling back, what, 2? Probably get back at 3. I'll fight it at 3. But there's no real like stop loss, so I wouldn't. Yeah, I would not take that. To be honest, I think I'm gonna just delete the turbo thing because honestly, I really don't see myself using this shit. Just because I don't really. Yeah, the entry thing is way more better for entries and stuff like that. Risk management wise too. What we are gonna do though is we're gonna like figure out this mentor the way how he uses Webull so we can do so. If I can look through it, I don't know if he does. I think he does use Turbo Trader. Well, I don't know what he uses, but he definitely use something like this in the order, like something like this. So I'm gonna see what he uses, so I can probably use that too, so that can help me with better entry stuff like that, and shit like that, my boy. Yeah. Bought at 3, probably the stop will be below here. 89. Buy at 3. About 11 cents. Like to make a little. Yeah, we're just gonna back to that 73 level, but like I said, since there isn't like a stop loss for it, like I can't really trade it, bro. The low on that one is at 280. Close to that 74. Ooh, it's gonna go green. Eee, that's what you don't want. Wait. There is some hope. Damn, that's taking off there. It's gonna start at $3. $3. Ooh. I think it's gonna start to get 3. 96, 98. $93. Boom. Told y'all, bro. See, if it would have rebounded off that, probably retest that $3 right there. But where would you have your stop? That's what I'm saying. If it would have retested, yes, I could have had it at the same place right there. But it would be the same thing. A 15% loss, just a 1-to-1. Sure, but it's just. And the low didn't even get it. It got the low at 280, not 276, bro. It's looking good in the 5 minute. If you look at the 5 minute, but if you look at this in the 5 minute, which was just hit the 5 minute, they look pretty good, man. This looks for a stride back up to see maybe a push at 325. got to 280 well, right? Now 280, 282. So look how much it's $6 cents difference to really get that. This one was only what, 4 cents? Yeah, 4 cents from hitting. This one got as high as 320, closer to 25, bro. It might seem like a no trade day today, maybe, but it's still 9, bro. We still got hella fucking time, bro. Yeah, bro. I mean, the run is probably done with this. Probably if it can reach back at 779 or later on the day, maybe buyers. Right now, all we have to do is just wait for more. It's just AZ might break out, but nope, not now. Yeah, maybe think. It's just drop. up. I don't know, but either right now what's going down. Either traders find a different stock right now. They're pushing something, or a news catalyst comes out. Newsroom, like a news catalyst comes out or something. There's a big something comes on. A lot of buyers are coming in, stuff like that. So all it is, but either we're gonna wait until traders come into a different stock that we were buying. If none of them find anything and don't feel like anything is worth trading, bro, they probably can just call it a day. My mentor, he called it a day, bro. He's out, and we're still here waiting and seeing if we're gonna find anything. But I'm not gonna lie, bro. It's not really weighing me a lot, but it definitely, I've been thinking about it. Yesterday trades, bro. Dude, the thing is, the setup was there, but the volume wasn't, bro. I don't know, bro. It's just it gets me because I'm like, bro, I could have been easily avoided, bro. If I would have just, you know what I'm saying? If I would have just not, you know what I'm saying, took that trade, because knowing then the volume was pretty low, that should have been an easily sign to not take it, bro. But I just want to keep around myself to make sure that and I gotta say, bro, we gotta check the top stock. Like it was one of the top gainers, bro, but the volume was just so high, or maybe it wasn't. But the point is, bro, the flow and volume was not near at all, bro. So taking the trade was kind of goofy, and you can just see how the way it was moving to was super slow. So I definitely have to be careful when trading these kind of stocks and stuff. Because yesterday's trade could be easily avoided. There was a trade yesterday, bro, but I woke up late, bro, and I think I gotta make that a reminder, bro. I gotta, bro. Like, I don't want to say, bro. I say like, if it's past like 9 o'clock, like 9 something, bro. Like if it's like 9:05 to 9:10, bro. Like I shouldn't be considering getting into a trade, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like I shouldn't be considered to get on the chart, just It's just been I missed it, bro. It is what it is. But if I wake up at like 8, like unfortunately, but if I wake 10 minutes after like 8:40 or 8:50, like we can get on the chart pretty quick and just see if anything goes on, stuff like that. But yeah, we definitely have to be waking up on time. But I'm not gonna lie, I passed through the fucking timer, bro. That shit was not sweet, but it is what it is. Oh, bad people are in that trade. That's crash. Yeah, that shit's just. Why are you guys trading this, guys? News days. Existing home sales actual 40. This one should have a good amount of volume. But the flow is super high on this one, I'm not gonna lie. What's the high on this one? 299. So basically 30. What's the high on this one? 15. $2.99. We'll get it at 3. I think it's gonna bounce off that level right there. At 3. Go to 89. 9. Three, 389, target 315. Bro, then we can't take this trade either. Oh. $0.07? Hell no, that shit ass. Let me see a break at fuck 222, bro. Yeah, and the oh, it's because we're holding around this area or this one. It was holding at least this one right here. At 309, and obviously you push below 309. That's 307. This is what, 307? I got 307, 307. This one again at 307, 306 basically. The low, oh, the low I guess 308. So yeah, it was bouncing off this retest level. I mean, it could come back down at 299 basically at 3. But where will be the retest? It'll be probably the retest will be at 307, which you know that's only 7 cents. Compared to this, our stop will be below. Basically, we have at 89, and if I stop at 89, we're risking what 10 cents to make what 7. That's not a good risk to reward. Not even a 10 to 10. So this order to be a 10 to 10, bro, I guess it gets 310. So I get to the high of this one right here. You know what I'm saying? Only if it reaches this and we can get back to that area at 322. But that's a stretch, bro. You know what I'm saying? I don't dislike the trade of this. If he does retest this area and then bounces off at that 3 level area. Yeah, most likely it will bounce off at that 307. You know what I'm saying? There we go. Boom. Oh, to get tapped in there. Tapped at 299. Yeah, buyers are coming in on that one. To see this, we want to see a nice bounce off nicely, maybe back to higher three or something. That's a nice bounce off right there too. Decent bounce off, not the greatest. And it's probably gonna come back to that 307. 304, 305, 306. I got a high at 307, so yeah. But like I said, that risk reward is so shit compared to that, bro. Like this has to bounce to 310, but it would be nice if it would come back to 322. But like I said, at that point we're asking a lot, bro. Who knows? We have enough volume for it to rush back up to that area. Now we can go back. If it was a 1-to-1, we probably would have took it, but it's not. It could get to 310, bro, but you know we are asking a lot for this shit. Ooh, we're chasing back. Told you something, you just gotta get out where it gives you. You see, now we're asking. It's like you're asking for way too much. Remember, if it would have holds, it, we're still, then we probably could still come up to that area. Remember, our stop will be at 89. Let's read the Bible verse for today, bro. I think once we share it before, start like, you know how the 5 minutes? Well, after I come out of the bathroom or something like that, we can like, say, but let's read it. And the angels answer her, the Holy Spirit will come upon you, and the power of the Most High will overshadow you. Therefore, the child will be born, will be called Holy, the Son of God. The miracle of Christmas. Excuse me, guys. Oh.
Let's take a moment, breathe out, and breathe in, and listen to God's word from Luke 1:35. And the angel answered and said to her, the Holy Spirit will come upon you, and the power of the highest will overshadow you. Therefore also, that Holy One who is to be born will be called the Son of God. What an incredible piece of the story moving us in this Advent journey to the revelation of Jesus, to once again our eyes being opened to who he is. I love this interaction between Gabriel and Mary. And we start with the phrase, he answered her. Why did he answer her in this way? Because she had just objected. How can this happen? He had spelled out the plan for her to be the mom of Jesus. And she goes, wait a minute, how can this happen? Because I've never known a man. I'm a virgin. I've never had sex with anybody. There's no way I can be a part of this. Now, it would seem that Mary hadn't recently been reading Isaiah chapter 7, verse 14. Because where she thought it disqualified her to be a virgin, that was actually the reason she was selected. And I think about how this now is her past coming back to help her, not just to haunt her. Our past can help us. She made good decisions when it came to sexual temptation, and that actually caused her to be who God was looking for in this moment. But I wonder if we could also just zoom out and see in our own lives, whatever we think is the objection as to why we can't be used by God to do the impossible thing he's calling us to do. if maybe, just maybe, God knows you're too poor, or you don't have enough friends, or you don't feel like you came from the right family or right part of town, that in fact your objection is in fact your qualification. Because whatever you lack, he has. And whatever you're not, he is. You might not be, I get it, but you are loved by the one who is the great I am.
Yeah, but I don't know. I'm not gonna lie. I really didn't get a lot from that, but I do get the story behind it, bro, and that's what counts. But I'll probably do more. Probably not. Not gonna lie, but we'll see. But you saw that, bro. You saw that, guys, right? We saw that. We saw it bouncing off this area, got a 307, and then rejecting, and then literally hit the stop loss. You know what I'm saying? I think it was too. I was gonna get in the trade hoping we can get that 222, but to be honest, bro, I ain't gonna lie, bro. I was asking for a little bit too much from this stock, especially that high float and everything like that. I think if it was had high volume, like a pretty high volume, we probably could have reached that level back at that 22. But you saw we would have just got that little tap at 307, bro. But you saw that wouldn't be worth it. I would have got that 7 cents on that, and then what? I have my what? My stop loss at 389 and shit. So I'm gonna be risking 10 cents to make 7 cents. Like that makes absolutely no fucking sense at all. Now, granted, I could have my stop right below this one right here at 87. Is that getting 87? Well, actually, yeah, we could have had it at 87. Well, at this point, I'm risking like 3 cents to make 7 cents. But look how tight that shit is, pause. But like, you see how tight that fucking stop is? It's just too risky. I feel like you need some breathing, the trade to breathe a little bit so we can get that, that bounce off. You know what I'm saying? I just wouldn't, I wouldn't feel comfortable to take, because we could easily be tapped out, boom, come to the area, come back up, and then resume. To come back to this area will be more unlikely, and if it does, it's more likely gonna come against us. Stuff like that. So yeah, man, and it is what it is. I mean, I was hoping for a setup. It was bouncing off around this level right here, right around that level, but we were hoping we would retest. I was hoping for this one. It will stay green. Next candle, drop, maybe 2 candles back into this, or maybe 3 if it needed, and had to stop and everything, and then resume back at 322, and we would have gotten a really nice. Because I was trying to get in 3. We would have got a nice, because I was risking what? 89, 11 cents. 11 cents, all the way back to 22. Dude, that was a perfect 1 to 2 right there. That would have been a nice 1 to 2. But yeah, we'll see. I mean, like I said, I don't see, there might be another opportunity that might come to arise and stuff. If that's the case, that's completely fine, guys. This one did end up coming up, bro. I don't know if anyone was talking about this one. What the fuck? This one was $18, got all the way to 26. I don't even know, bro. I wonder if anyone was talking about this one, GANX. Yeah, I know I came out of scanner, but I had fucking 20 million volume, but fucking 4.0 billion flow. Like, what the? And no one was really talking about this stock right here. Yeah, everyone's talking about this stock right here. I don't even want to show it up because I'll show it, bro. But I'm not gonna trade it, bro. But F. I was spelling that. INFY. Yep. This one. That's, that shit looks weird. Holy shit! It's barely holding. Or what the fuck is going on? Did it? What the fuck is that candle, bro? But look, yeah, damn. 200. I mean, the flow. I mean, yeah, each candle was almost having a mil each one. Start popping up like the bigger candle. Probably right here, like around 905 at the high of 2244, at the low at 21, all the way to 26.62. But yeah, it went crazy. Just buy. But you guys should come out. The fucking flow on this is stupid. Just yeah, we wouldn't want to trade this. Yeah, but yeah, that was the next stock that everyone was talking. Even this chat right here, everyone was talking about. It, and I'm just like, I wasn't even paying. I wasn't paying attention to the other one. The other one looked a lot better. I'm like, this one looked a lot better for my setup. Just it ended up not playing the way out. And I had pretty good volume. I think that's something that I realized. 368, bro. This one 476, bro. Like, damn. This one had a lot too. That's 500. Damn. This one had the most full reverse, but this one had really good fucking volume, guys. Really good fucking volume. For the chart. And I know he's saying, whoa, you say you're not gonna trade. Yeah, sure, but the flow wasn't stupid, bro. You know what I'm saying? It did end up coming in the scanner at 3.64 million with 42 million flow. It was kind of high, bro. I'm not gonna lie. I guess it all depends, bro. Because the other one was kind of similar to this one. It had like maybe like a million or something like that. Flow or something. No, a million of volume, maybe like a high flow, and yeah, but it was moving slow, bro. Oh my god, this one was actually moving pretty nasty. And I guess it all depends on the speed, the way it's moving. This one had way more. I think the other one had like 100 or something. This one had 300 at 3 times, so it was able to move a lot more smoother. I guess we could trade stocks like this, guys. It's just that we gotta be understanding how the stock is moving. If you're seeing it's moving super fucking slow, bro, that's not touchy. But if it's moving pretty quick with pretty high relative volume, then that's pretty good, man. You know what I'm saying? That's what we want to see. Because we can trade those stocks because there's people looking at it. We can get in and out and trade pretty quickly because it's small spread and stuff like that. The other one was kind of goofy. You saw it had pretty long spread. I think that's something that I had to realize, and it was pretty high in price. I think that all comes to a factor when trading certain stocks and stuff. Dang, it resumed. This one resumed way higher to all the way to $30. People are getting some profits out, but maybe it can just be profit taking, and then they can shoot up even higher at 30. But it's interesting to watch and stuff. Bro, I forgot to put my fucking horn chart, bro, the whole fucking time. Oh, fuck. Alright, so I stretch. Excuse me. That shit is shitting. The shitters. Alright. Shit the fuck out of that. Wait, guys, I don't really think anything's really gonna show up, and like, and yeah, bro, we're kind of just like poking the bear, bro. I don't know what the fuck I just said, but there's just nothing really showing up, and just be on the charts hoping for something. Bro, it's like I mean, there's a minute, like, I gotta wait, but yeah, man, let me just get up here. Honestly, bro, there's really not much to be said, guys. I mean, we didn't see really any opportunity. I mean, there was one, but the risk and reward wasn't worth it. So obviously we didn't take it. So I still do think that wasn't even uh that was still a good decision in my end to make sure that we don't trade that. Just so we be careful and we understand that, hey, bro, we should not be taking these fucking trades when shit not looking right. Especially like the setup looked good, right? I'm like, okay, cool. We can probably retest that level, aim for that new area at 307. But like I said, man, it just isn't worth it, bro. Just straight up, bro. The RR is not worth it. When the RR is not worth it, bro, you do not want to do shit that's gonna end up causing you to fucking lose more money than you're gonna make money. You know what I'm saying? That's never the good. And yeah, but it's hitting that 9:30 guys mark, and that's something really show. And I'm glad I didn't have to trade, bro. I'm okay with that. Yesterday we traded and we took a loss because we couldn't avoid it. Yes, the setup was there, but just because your setup is there doesn't mean it's always gonna be a great trade, because we didn't really put in consideration the relative volume and the flow and volume. Yeah, the volume was low compared to the flow by extreme, but sometimes we can bypass that if the relative volume is pretty high. We like seeing anything from 100. I personally like to see anything above 150. Over 150 volume, uh, um, a volume rate above 150, relative volume, a higher, way better, right? We want to see about way better, right? But we want to see it around that range. Getting into that 200s, 300s is pretty nice area too. 150, we'll look at it, but we want to see it keeps increasing up to like the 200s, and then we can definitely be more comfortable taking that trade up and see our setup. You know what I'm saying? And yeah, man. And obviously now aim for higher, like aiming for it gonna go higher. That one just later base hits from the area, just really getting in and out in air or take profit and stop loss. Because when it comes to different type of stocks, let's say it's the top gainer and stuff, and the market's moving pretty high, we can trade those to maybe aim higher. Instead of like, we can probably take half on that previous high, take half on that, aim for maybe whole number. Like say for example, right, the stock we're looking at is a top gainer, right? It has all the 5 pillars that we need, right? News, volume, good flow, like low flow, high volume, um, right? Price range between $2 to $10. Like it got all of it, right? Everything we need, right? And it's the top gainer. Everyone's looking at it. It's moving crazy, and it's sitting at like say $3, right? Say we get in at we get in at 3, have our stop. Let's just say at 280 20 cents. Previous high is at what, 340 or something like that. So it's a 1 to 2, but we know that the market's pretty high. It's moving kind of crazy. We can take half at 340. Boom, aim. We can aim. We can aim at 350. Maybe take another half there, and then aim for the next whole dollar at for the next like psychology level, right, at a whole dollar, which will be at 4, right? $4. Take either get out fully, or we can take another half depending how quickly things are moving. But personally, me, I will probably get out, but we'll literally get the most advantage out of that trade, because we're trading as best as we can. But stuff like that, guys, I think is pretty freaking awesome, bro. Obviously we're not there yet, and want to see if we can get to that part in our trading, right, where we can start scaling in. Because right now all we're doing is hitting certain areas, right? We set our stop, right, where we look for a pullback back at previous high. Boom, get in, set our stop below from previous candles, previous candles at an area that makes sense, right? and then we aim for and then we aim for and then we aim for the high, right? We aim for the high that I made, right? Boom, we get out, and that's it. That's our strategy. Boom, simple, easy. We're out, right? Now, what I'm trying to say now, right? Now, if the volatility is really kicking in, the market's going absolute crazy, bro. There's times that we can take advantage of that, where we can literally still get out half on that high, and then aim for it, and then get out another half on that new high, which will be at apex levels, right? Apex level, guys, for me are areas of like psychological levels. So meaning whole numbers, right? So basically, what that means, guys, is like if it does not move 50 cents to a whole dollar, you know what I'm saying? So basically, say whole numbers are $3. Let's say, for example, $3, 3.50, $4, right? 4.50, $5, $5, $5.50 to $6. That was our whole numbers, right? We're going up basically 50 cents, right? To put it in simple terms and shit, you know what I'm saying? Now, I'm not trying to get too technical over here, you feel me? Yeah, basically, that's what it is. And look, the reason why I'm talking about it, bro, is because, bro, like, bro, when that time comes, guys, bro, you're gonna see how crazy shit moves. But the reason why I'm really talking about it is because I want to see if I can actually perform in that way. Like, can I perform like that? And how can I really set it up, right? Like, yes, we're still gonna use the the way we do things, like using the order limits and stuff. But yeah, I just want to see how I can do it with order limits, and I have an idea, and also how we can actually execute that, and is it really reasonable? Can we actually do that? Shit like that, guys. But yeah, bro, I'm gonna shut the fuck up because like I'm low key kind of like now getting tired of like just talking and shit, and I kind of just want to get off and like take a shit because I gotta go, bro. And yeah, bro, I'll see you guys for another training day on Monday, right? For Monday and Tuesday, and then I think Wednesday too, yeah, because Christmas is still over. So Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday, and then obviously Christmas is gonna come in, and we're not gonna trade that day because the market's gonna be closed regardless. But even if it was open, we wouldn't still take a trade, and then we'll trade again on Friday. So look, next week is looking pretty nice, bro. Christmas coming and shit like that, bro. All right, guys, I'm gonna get the